So hey guys, we got a lot of things we want to talk about. A lot of people asked us to talk about these things. So we're gonna start off with the iPhone 5 versus Samsung S4. So take it away, Arnold.
Right. Samsung Galaxy S4, it's come out just this month, well actually April, and it seems to be very interesting, brings a lot of new things to the table.
It does, it really does. And apparently it's much cheaper than the iPhone 5. iPhone 5 comes in at $649, and the Samsung S4 comes at $579.
So what you're telling me that is roughly $70 cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
But for the price difference, Samsung Galaxy S4 still beats the iPhone 5. I mean, you're talking about a 5-inch screen for this Galaxy S4 compared to the 4-inch screen of the iPhone 5.
Inches.
That's quality right there.
And Samsung S4 also has a better pixel density. I believe it has about 440 pixels, and iPhone 5 comes in at 326 pixels.
I mean, I'm surprised actually for the price. It's $70 cheaper, but it seems to have a lot of hardware packed into it.
Exactly. So far, it just blows it out of the water.
Right, and the fact that it's a 1920 by 1080p AMOLED, Super AMOLED screen for the Galaxy S4 is really good. I mean, iPhone does have quite a lot of good features, but $70 is $70,
Yeah. Well, we are talking about phones here, so let's look at the carrier packages.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that iPhone 5 doesn't have as much carrier packages as Samsung S4 does. I believe it's missing T-Mobile, Cricket, and US Cellular.
So this is basically for our viewers in the US.
Yeah. And I want to add that Samsung does have all of these. So here's another point to Samsung.
It's kind of odd. Samsung, a South Korean company, versus Apple, an American company, right? And still, the South Korean company has a lot more integration into the system than iPhone does.
Yeah. Well, let's look back at hardware. CPU speed. I believe there's a big difference there.
Right. I do believe that the Samsung Galaxy S4 has a 1.6 gigahertz 8-core processor. So that's a really big advantage compared to the 1.2 gigahertz processor of the iPhone 5.
Yeah. And I believe the RAM is just killer. I think it's about just 2,000, whereas iPhone 5 comes out at 1,000 megabytes.
So that's 2 gigabytes of RAM for the Galaxy S4 compared to 1 of the iPhone. I have to come back to the point that it's $70 cheaper.
I know.
But it seems to have so much more power.
Well, now that we are talking about $70, let's go to our next piece of technology that we're going to be talking about, which is Leap Motion,
Right.
which is basically a small box motion sensor, as you can see in the video here. You can see this man is using his finger without actually touching the screen to do all these different things in 3D. Now, what I really like about this thing is that it picks up almost anything it sees. You can see he's using his hand. He can put in any motion between his fingers. He can put 2 hands in. He can put his whole arm in. And he can use small devices, small objects like this chopstick he just used here. You can also see that he can pan things. He can move through anything he wants. You can see here in the background that he's looking at the social network data. He can go through flip through, just pan from right to left, up and down, zoom in, zoom out.
And each triangle is a user, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can see all the lines connecting are people
Mm-hmm.
with their friends connected.
Is that Google Maps?
It is actually, and what I really love about this is he can zoom in with a little flick of his fingers. He can look at 3D images from Google Maps. He can do all these things with this fairly cheap technology.
And it seems very intuitive. I mean, the fact that you can manipulate things so easily, and it's like everything in just one small package, right there. And it's $70. I mean, that's amazing.
Now, $70 is pretty cheap. But what's even cheaper is $30. And that's what you can get for this small little piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm. What is that?
This, my good man, is a Raspberry Pi.
As in food?
No, but as in computers. This is a single circuit board computer that uses each individual piece to function.
So what you're saying is it's basically the size of a credit card, but it's a computer.
Exactly. Now, if you can't see already, each individual piece is what you normally have in a computer. This right here are two small USB ports. Next to that, over there, is an Ethernet. And yonder is an HDMI port.
So it's basically a lot of power. Well, not a lot of power. What can you run?
Well, what it can run is Linux. For those who don't know, Linux is a free operating system, much like Windows or Mac. You can get it for free almost anywhere. But what you do need is this small little SD card. Well, an SD card is very cheap, and to run this, you need to have it in 16 gigabytes or more, if you can. Under this circuit board, there's a small connector where you can plug in your SD card.
But it looks kind of fragile, doesn't it?
Since this is the first year anniversary of Raspberry Pi, the creators of this piece of technology, the Raspberry Pi Foundation, has gifted us with small pieces of just artwork, or it doesn't even have to be that nice, but just boxes that'll keep this Raspberry Pi safe. Since, as you can see, it's just naked, basically.
Very fragile.
Yeah. So they've helped us by putting out these things, but that doesn't mean that other people haven't made their own. I, for one, have seen many pictures of people who've made Lego boxes to make sure that this is safe.
And you know what they say about Lego? Indestructible. So what do we have next?
Next, we have this very awkward piece of technology called Lifespan.
Is that a treadmill?
Yes, it is, on a table. And I feel very sorry for our generation or earlier generations that have bought this thing, because honestly I feel that it's a waste of space.
It looks like the epitome of laziness.
It is. I mean, how lazy do you have to be to not even have to go outside for a walk?
It looks like you're addicted to your laptop. In fact, you're so addicted, you buy this so that you can just get some exercise but stay close to your laptop.
Yeah. Well, we should at least say something good about it, and God knows how hard that will be, but
I guess you'll get some exercise.
yeah, you don't have to leave your office. You can work while you walk. Things like that. Small things, but it doesn't really push it in our favor, so.
Yeah, and it's too much in the middle. It's too one-sided. It's like either work on the laptop or go on a treadmill for a run. But they try to put it together in such a way that it doesn't work out as well as you hope it to be.
And you know, one thing I really dislike about this thing is that people will probably use it for music, in which I'm talking about the computer. I mean, I remember the day where you would go to the gym with your iPod in hand, your earphones in, and then you just have a run on a treadmill.
Yeah, and in fact, even if people decide to use a smartphone or something instead of a laptop, what's the point of just being on a treadmill? You could take a walk, you know.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of being on a treadmill and on a laptop is that so you can view it clearly. But having a smartphone and walking around is a lot better. I mean, why do you need to always watch a video?
True.
Like you can just listen to music and take a walk.
Well, our next piece is made by Touch Bionics, and it's called ProDigit. And as you can see, this man is handicapped in his right hand. He only has his thumb. And we can look at some trials of him. Right now he's trying to open a packet of M&Ms, excuse me. And he can see he's having difficulties, and now he's about to try and pick up one of the small pieces. And he has very difficult time with it. But as soon as he puts on this awesome piece of technology called the ProDigit, he's able to tear open the packet with ease, and hopefully he will also be able to do other tasks.
You know, compared to what he was doing earlier, like using only one thumb, this is quite a lot easier to use. And in fact, like I think a lot of war veterans and people who've been wounded in war will find technology like this very essential in life, because the potential for this technology, I know Japan has been working a lot on robotics these days, and they seem to be at the forefront of this technology, but the fact that it's being integrated into human life so easily, like, you never really know how much technology has progressed. Like, think of the last 50 years, we've had a boom. Like, technology has escalated at an exponential rate.
Well, if you're wondering about the price, this thing comes at about $50,000.
That's expensive, but it's a hand.
True.
You can't really put a price on that, I mean.
And if you're wondering about how this is going to be made, basically the whole thing, the bones are thought of as metal, but then the exterior is a plastic, and then surrounding that is a skin-like exoplasm. And you can see now that he is able to pick up things with ease, and earlier he wasn't able to without this piece of technology. He can't even unscrew the top of a water bottle. He can't pick it up. He barely picks it up. But with this new technology, he's able to do this, and I think this is a huge step in aiding the disabled. We're allowed to give them things that they hadn't have, or things that they've lost, and this is just a huge boom for a lot of people.
And look, the fact that people are living, I wouldn't say bad lives, but
difficult lives. And
people like, what's the company that does this? Touch Bionics.
Touch Bionics, yes.
Right, the fact that they're creating this marvel and helping them. Look, this is just the ease at which they do it is absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
That's just one of the greatest pieces of technology I've seen in quite a while.
True.
Truly amazing. But, what's up next?
Next we have GTA 5. Now, as you can see, this may have contents of inappropriate things, so not to be viewed by children. But I know some of you already play this game, so. But this new GTA is taking part in San Andreas, and I think this is amazing because we've already gone through Liberty City, Vice City, and now it's San Andreas' turn to be remodeled and replayed. Other small pieces of information is that there are three main characters in this game. As you can see, here's one of them now. Just like the previous San Andreas, there are many places you can do, things you can do. You can fly a plane, you can have a look at different types of transportation. You can also see that there are new cars around in the game. You can also, and this is unseen in the GTA universe, but you can lower the top of your car. Now that might not be amazing, but when I was younger and I was playing the old GTA games, I was wishing I could just do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. And this is the 5th installment in the series, right?
Actually, no.
No?
This is just the number 5, but there are other GTA games. There are GTA 1, GTA 2, you have GTA 3. Then they jump off to another thing. They have Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories. Then they come back to the numbered series, GTA 4. And then they have their, they come back to the old version. They go back to Liberty City. They have the Liberty City episodes of Liberty City. And then now finally they're back to GTA 5.
So it's been quite a while since they're back to the number series, right?
It is, and I'm actually very glad that it's coming to this now.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that they keep the numbered series. Sometimes people get thrown off. For example, Assassin's Creed, they had numbered series, then they go to names, and then they come back to numbered series. And it has confused some number of people.
I know, I've tried to play the games. A friend asked me, have you played Revelations? And then I'm like, which one is that? It just confuses me.
So that's all we have, but we'll leave you with one last piece of technology, Philips Hue, which is basically a light bulb.
Well, it's much more than that, isn't it?
Exactly. What I really love about this is that Philips Hue uses wireless technology and Bluetooth to change its color. As you can see, he can pick any color he wishes and the light bulb automatically changes to that color.
So just suppose you have, let's say, 50 light bulbs in your house. You have a little hub that you can connect to using wireless technology, so you can use your iPad or smartphone and select the colors of the individual light bulbs or an entire area if you want, and it just changes to that color. And you can customize it to fit all photos you have. She's dragging the markers to the blue, to the red, and the room is just turning into that color.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can really bring back old memories.
And what I really love about this is that it doesn't just work on all the light bulbs, it can work on a singular light bulb. As you saw before, you can see here, each room has changed to a specific color. And just by a click of a button, you can change everything. And they've come up with these new styles. You see here, you have different types of color for different reasons. You can have it for relaxing, you can have it for reading. There's one that's proven to work for keeping you concentrated for a specific amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You can also have it working for, say you wanted to wake you up at a certain time, you could turn it off. And then as soon as that time comes around, it'll turn back on and wake you up naturally.
Yeah, so it's like an alarm clock, you know. It has a lot of possibilities and potential.
And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can still access this. As you saw earlier in the video, you could see this lady, she's sitting at the beach, and then she just flicks something on her screen, and then she can suddenly see her house turning on. And I think that's pretty cool.
And the only thing that I find unfortunate is that it's only available in Apple stores. That means that you can, for now, you can only use it with Apple products such as the iPhone, iPod, or the iPad.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'll branch out and go onto Android devices such as the Nexus or even Windows devices such as the Windows Phone, like Nokia Lumia, and also Samsung, the Galaxies or the Notes.
Well, thank you for watching this episode of TechTime. We hope you've enjoyed it.